Alright, Shalom, Yahawah. Back with another GMS on the go. This is the Raleigh, North Carolina camp. You know, before we go any further, we'd like to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son,
yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, quadash.
Next up, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone from teaching us this truth according to the Bible and who rule well. And a double shalom to all the sincere akim throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and righteousness and sincerity to the best of your ability. You know, me and one of the brothers was able to get up today through the spirit and power of yahawah, Yahawah being the Heavenly Father, you know, which His name means He is or He exists, who the word He calls God, and yahawashi being the only begotten Son, which His name means, you know, He saves or He delivers, you know, who the word He calls Jesus. You know, we're just gonna go into a lesson on how, you know, missiles are gonna destroy this place called America. You see, when these missiles hit this place called America, 200 million of them, that's going to be the end-all, be-it-all for this place called America. You know, so without further ado, we're going to dive right into it. We're going to go to our first precept. Whatever you got.
God, give me a second, I'm getting it.
If you're not, give me Isaiah 13:5. Start off with that.
Okay, yep.
Unless you got something.
We'll get yours. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 5, and it reads, "They come from a far country, from the end of heaven. Even the Lord and the weapons of His indignation."
That's right. And what's coming from a far country? You know, from the ends of heaven. You see, even yahawah and the weapons of the nation. That's talking about those 200 million ICBM missiles. You see that Russia, China, Syria, North Korea, you know, and so forth on, are going to send over to this place called America and destroy it. You see, Russia, China, Syria, all these different countries, they're at the end of heaven. You see, they're at the end of earth. And they're going to be the ones to send these missiles to destroy this place called America. That's how this place America is going to be destroyed, by these 200 million ICBM missiles that they're going to let loose.
And it reads, Isaiah chapter 13, verse 5, "They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of His indignation." Yeah, because the Lord's Spirit is going to be on the missiles. So none of the missiles are going to be able to be stopped by, you know, America's so-called defensive missile system. You know, none of the missiles are going to accidentally run into each other and explode before they can hit their mark. No, Yahawah Spirit is going to be guiding those missiles so they hit this place called America.
That's right.
And it reads, to destroy the whole land.
Right, to destroy the whole land of this place called America. And again, you know, what's going to destroy this whole land, you know, this place called America? Those 200 ICBM missiles. You see? Because all these other nations, they're gearing up, you know, to go to World War III, you know, to shoot those missiles to destroy this place called America.
Yeah, I guess something. This is Jeremiah 15:14. "Put yourself in array against Babylon round about." You know, and Babylon's America. You know, and it reads, "All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her." Yeah, and that, you know, everyone who has that nuclear capability, who has the capability to shoot their nuclear missiles, you know, they got the nuclear silos which are able to shoot the missiles from this from where they're at, you know, from all the way from China, all the way from Russia. It says, shoot at her, shoot at America, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. Yeah, so what, Yahawah, you know, with His righteous anger, is going to use these ICBM nuclear missiles to destroy this wicked, sinful kingdom called America for all its atrocities, atrocities they've done to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, for them destroying the earth, you know, polluting the air, you know, polluting the water, feeding our people with GMO foods with chemicals and drugs in it. This is the judgment that Yahawah has declared for this place. I'm reading it one more time.
Okay.
This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 14. "Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow." Yeah, so every nation with nuclear capability. You got Iran, you got Turkey, you got China, Russia, Syria. All these nations with nuclear capability, even America's allies, are going to turn on them. "All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, shoot at America, spare no arrows." Because what? Spare no arrows. What? After this World War III, after this world's war, this is going to be the war that end all wars. "For she hath sinned against the Lord." So yeah, Yahawah is going to destroy this place for all his wickedness that's promoting across the four corners of the earth, equal rights, a woman being over a man. The list goes on and on. These abominable foods being promoted, such as shrimp, pork, crab, lobster. Sodomy, yep, bestiality. That's what's promoted here in America. I got a precept. This is 2 Ezra 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp.
Right, those arrows, those missiles.
And it reads, and shall not miss.
Right, because once these other nations shoot those missiles to this place called America, they're going to hit their target. And once those missiles hit, it's going to destroy everything in this place called America. You see, you people are going to be destroyed. Buildings are going to go down. Cars are going to be destroyed. Everything that you see around you is going to be destroyed once these heathen nations shoot those missiles over this way to America.
Yep. It's not like when the alarm for the missiles going off, or China shot their missiles, there's not going to be any hope here in America that maybe we can make it. Maybe our bunkers, maybe only one will hit. We're gonna we can knock them out the sky. Nothing like that is going to happen. And it reads in 2 Ezra chapter 16 verse 13, and shall not miss when they shall begin to be shot into the ends of the world. And that's how it's not talking about normal arrows. It's not just talking about arrow that a man, that archer shooteth. It's talking about those nuclear missiles, because you can't shoot a normal arrow from one end of the earth unto the other. Verse 14, behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, and shall not be put out to consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backwards, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Yeah, so what? Once these missiles get shot off, that's going to be the end of America, That's going to be the end of Babylon the Great. And what the scriptures talk about, all the prophets prophesy of America being destroyed, Just got to read the scriptures.
Can you get one for me? Isaiah 9:5.
Yeah, I'll get that next.
Yep.
This is Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
That's right. And what's that plague? That's going to come upon all the people who fought against Jerusalem. The elected nation of Israel. Those 200 million ICBM missiles. That's the plague that's going to come upon you heathen nations. And 2/3 of our own people who came against the elected nation of Israel.
That's right, because Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. It's not talking about the land of Jerusalem, no. It's talking about the people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and certainly the elect of the nation of Israel. Zechariah 14 and 12, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
That's right. It said their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. And what can make your flesh, consume away while you're standing upon your feet? Those 200 million ICBM missiles. You see, because when they hit, and you people are going to be, standing upon your feet, burning away. Your flesh is going to be melting off your body.
That's right, because these missiles are higher than the sun. There's you think of Sarah Connor from the Judgment Day 2, Terminator Judgment Day 2. They show a good depiction of that. You've seen the movie Watchmen. Even though it wasn't a nuclear blast, it was a energy weapon. They got swept off of their feet and they basically turned into dust. That's what's coming to America. There's always depictions of the world ending with bombs. They show you in that TV show Smallville,
They show you in the movie also called The Knowing, too.
Yeah, The Knowing, that's facts. With
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, yep. They show you all these movies of America always being destroyed. They show you in these animes. They show you, because the Lord is putting in the minds of these directors to direct. So the sincere listeners, can have a visual picture of how it's really going to go down. Zechariah 14 and 12, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Yeah, so they're going to be burnt up to a crisp, the Lord Yahawah is playing no games, you know? These people talking all proudly, they're going to be destroyed. Isaiah 95. It's Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise.
That's right. It said for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise. You know, and that's talking about what? Your ancient battles, your ancient wars. You see, because that's how your ancient wars are fought, with confused noise. You see, because what? You have, you know, one group of people on one side of the battlefield and another group of people on another on the other side of the battlefield. And what would they have? They'll have swords in their hands. And the next thing you know, what would they do? They'll take off running to each other. You know, screaming, hollering, yelling. And as soon as they get to each other, you know, the swords will be clinging against each other, making a whole bunch of noise. You see, and also the sword will be hitting a shield, you know, from another person trying to avoid getting cut or stabbed. You see, so that's how your ancient wars were fought, with confused noise.
Isaiah 9 and 5, and it reads, and garments rolled in blood.
Right, and garments rolled in blood. You see, because after the war was over, you know, the battle, what would happen? You know, everybody would be cut up and stabbed. You see, it would be blood all over their body, all over their garments. You see, it would be blood all over the ground. And again, that's how your ancient wars were fought, with confused noise and garments rolled in blood.
But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Right. But this war, World War III, is going to be what? Fought with burning and fuels of fire. And what's going to make that burning and fuels of fire? Those 200 ICBM missiles, you know, that you see when you look in your news about these other nations talking about sending missiles over to this way called America.
That's right. Give me 1 second.
So missiles, you know, are going to destroy this place called America. You know, so the ones of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans who don't want to take heed to the men of the Lord, you know, who will come and thus said the Lord, thus said the Holy Bible, you're going to get caught up in, you know, what's coming to this place called America, that judgment.
And one more. It's Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
And what is a smith? You know, a smith is
someone works on metal.
The water, bro. Someone who works on metal. You know, but the modern day smith is the scientist.
Yeah, because you have the gunsmith, you know, back in the ancient days. You know? But it said what? The modern day, like the brother said, the modern day smith is a scientist that bloweth the coals in the fire. You know what? Yahawah has given them that power to split the nuclear, you know, to split the nuclear atom, the nucleus, you know? Isaiah 54 and 16, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
And what's that instrument that these scientists brought forth through the spirit and power of Yahawah, you know, for their work? Those missiles that they're creating. That's why you look up, you know, you see all these different nations, you know, having their own the technology of these missiles. Because what? The Lord put the spirit on these modern day scientists to bring forth the missiles.
That's right, because what? The missiles are going to be known for a cleansing agent to cleanse this wicked, sinful kingdom called America, you know? That fire is the cleansing agent that the Lord is going to use. And it reads, and I have created the waster to destroy.
Right, and you know that waster, which is those missiles, that's what's going to destroy this place called America. You know, when these heathen nations, you know, send those missiles over to this place called America and destroy it. You know, so that waster is those missiles, and they're going to destroy this place called America.
That's all I got.
God, you want to get one more? You get that 2 Peter 3 and 10.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
We close out on that.
This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
That's right. So the day of the Lord, you know, yahawah, who the word calls God and Jesus, you know, they're going to come as a thief in the night. Meaning what? You know, they're going to catch you when you're not paying attention. You know, they're going to catch you off guard, you know, in your nakedness, when you're sinning. You see, because when a thief breaks into your house, you know, they catch you when you're not paying attention. You know, they catch you at your weakest moment. And that's how Yahawah is going to come. They're going to catch you you people off guard.
Especially those who aren't watching, you know, because the thief doesn't announce himself and let him know when he's about to break into your house. No, he stakes the house out, and he looks for the perfect opportunity, you know. And our people are distracted. The Israelites are distracted, the majority of our people. So what? When the Lord comes, it's going to be as a thief in the night. It's going to catch you off guard.
That's right.
And it reads, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
That's right. And the heavens is talking about what? Esau's rulership, his kingdom, is going to pass away with a great noise. And what's going to make that great noise? those 200 iceberg missiles. You see, because when they hit Esau's kingdom, you know it's going to be loud. Boom, 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 boom. You see, that's what's going to make Esau's kingdom, his rulership, pass away. Again, those 200 million ICBM missiles.
In the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
And everything in Esau's kingdom, you know, is made up of elements. You know, the people, the trees, the grass, dirt, cars, houses, you name it. Animals. Everything is made up of elements. And it's all going to melt with fervent heat. You know, from that fire, from those ICBM missiles when they touch down in this place called America.
That's right. And it reads, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
That's right. So seeing that all these things are going to be dissolved, you know, burnt up, you know, melted with fervent heat, what persons ought we to be in all holy conversation and godliness? You know, meaning how should we be conducting ourselves? And you know, we should be conducting ourselves, following the ways of yahawah, doing what's pleasing in their eyes, you know, following at the righteousness sake, you know, which is keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Bible to the best of our ability.
That's right. You know, this is the holy conversation we're having right now by doing this lesson. Verse 12, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire,
Esau's rulership,
shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
So again, saying the same thing over. Esau's kingdom, you know, his rulership, everything that's in this kingdom is going to melt with fervent heat. It's going to be dissolved, burnt up.
That's right. This is the last part. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Right. So, you know, Lord will be some men of the elect. We're looking for a new heaven, you know, a new rulership, a refreshed rulership, you know, and a new earth, a refreshed earth, you know, to where, you know, no more chemtrails, no more GMO foods, no more fluoride water, and so forth on. We're in dwell righteousness.
That's right. When Lord yahawashi is ruling the planet Earth again, and the earth is brought back to a paradise, you know? You know, you want to say anything else?
That's it.
Yeah, go ahead and close out.
You know, so with that, I hope you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans have been edified. It's been another GMS on the go. This is the Raleigh, North Carolina camp. Before we go any further, we like to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son,
yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, quadash.
Next up, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who teach us this truth according to the Bible and rule well. And a double shalom to all the Sisiakim throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth and righteousness and sincerity to the best ability. Till next time, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Call halal yahawah yahawashi bahasham quadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. To the scattered elect that are scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, and the yahawah that are listening and learning to you, I say shalom. This is your brother Malcolm. It's the second video of the day. Esau actually deleted the video that I did earlier. I guess it was just too hot for him. And the funny thing is, there was no imagery or anything. It was just my camera pointing at the wilderness and the highway, and me reading two scriptures and giving a list of authors that all had written about the North American Indians, the natives of the Americas, being the Israelites. It was a response to an elder apostle Tahar's video about how the Jewish rabbis said that the Native Americans were Israelites, which is true. So they deleted that one, so I'm just gonna keep it moving. I'm actually gonna redo it and do it again. I just won't mention, that S word that the imposters, that them E's over in the land of Israel hate so much. I guess I broke that word down a little bit too much for him as well. But nevertheless, I'm going to read the scripture right here. This is Jude. From the book of Jude, verse 6, and it reads, "And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness until the judgment of that great day." All right. So when that day comes, the elect are going to become gods again, which is Psalms 82. And matter of fact, let me just get it, because this is a child coming out the womb, destroying everyone in the hospital. This image right here, that's what made me stop it, you know, and use it. But this is Psalms 82 and 6, and it reads, "I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High." All right. Verse 7, "But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes until that great and powerful day," though. Because when that day comes, you know, we're going to get lifted up and get that power. You're not going to see no Edomite with that thing. No Edomite getting that power. This is why they hate us so. All right? This is a real reason why they hate us so. Because they know that they know what we got coming, man. And they don't like it. So I'm going to share with you a vision that I had last night in the form of a dream. It was very vivid and very real. I just remember approaching like a restaurant, like a bar restaurant, really fancy, before it opened. And I went in looking for this woman named Lisa. Now I have no idea who Lisa is, but in this dream, Lisa was the woman that I was looking for. And all her co-workers and staff knew that I was coming. All right? They were expecting me, but when I walked in, I kind of walked in unannounced. And there was a group of people sitting at the front counter, you know where the hostess greets you, and the bar was right behind that. And I said, "Hello, I'm here for Lisa." And you know, and one of them, so I forget who spoke up, but you know, and they all greeted me and said, "Yeah, we were expecting you." And it was a Moabite that was standing right in front of me. I was on one side of the hostess bar, and he was on the other, talking to the girls and the other people that were around him. And I said, "Well, there's no need for you to go get her, because I just let her know that I was here." And he just kind of gave me this puzzled look. And I told him I spoke to her through my mind. And he just kind of like really, he gave me this look like, "Seriously, dude?" And I said, "Oh, so you don't believe me, huh?" And so I spoke to him about his glasses that he was wearing. All right? He had on some glasses. They were some nice frames. And I told him how nice his frames were, but I never opened my mouth. No one else heard it, but he heard me loud and clear as if I spoke. And then he spoke out loud and said, "Thank you, man." And then he realized, and everyone else, they looked at him like he didn't say nothing. And he realized, "Wait a minute, your mouth never moved. You just looked at." So I just looked at him and told him with my mind, "Nice frames." And he was like, he was tripping after that. And so the girl sitting next to him like, "Hold up." And she was wearing a black dress. And she looked good in the dress. So I told her the same thing. Never moved my mouth. And I told her how nice she looked in her dress. And she also said, "Well, thank you." But yet, she quickly went through the same thing that the Moabite went through. She's tripping because she's like, "Wait a minute. I heard you speak, but you didn't say nothing." She's like, "You're a ventriloquist." I said, "No, I'm not a ventriloquist." And there was another girl on the other side of the same side of the counter that I was on. She was smoking one of those e-cigarettes, you know, one of those odorless things you can't smell or whatever. And she blew what you call it, the circle. You know how the people that smoke, some of them can make the circle out of the smoke. And I said, do you want your circle back? And it was floating up into the, you know, up to it disappears and dissipates. And she said, what do you mean? I said, your circle is disappearing. It's about to go away. Do you want it back? And so I reached out my hand, and the circle came to my hand. And then it formed into a ball in my hand. And I told her to hold her hand out. Now everybody is freaking out at this point. And it's like, dude, you're a ventriloquist and a magician, you know? So next thing you know, the cook rolls up. And he's got, I don't know what you call the thing, but you know how when they cook stuff and then they put the flame right over it, they carry this device in their hand that they put fire to. It's like looks like a lighter or a torch of some some type, but it's a torch that they use for cooking. So he had the torch, and I took it from his hand, and I shot the flame up into the air. And then I drew the flame back out of the air, back down into my hand, and had a ball of fire just in the form of a ball just floating over the top of my hand, and to all their amazement. All right, and everybody's just like, you know, amazed at what's going on. And this is all through the power of yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, because that's what this was all about. And next thing I know, everyone looks out the window and gasp. So outside the window, there was two older women. Matter of fact, it might have been three. Shalom. Call halal yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, quadash. Double honors be unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that be among the heathen around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird. To the yahawah that are listening and learning to you, I say shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, and this is part 2. Esau's really messing with my equipment and everything else, but nevertheless, just gonna keep pushing on. But I was given the story about the women who were being attacked by the dogs, and how just with the wave of a hand, the whole pack of dogs just got down on their bellies and laid down. And you know, and of course that was all done through the power of yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi. And that's all I remembered. You know, I don't remember anything else after that from that point when it happened. But the point being is that yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi is going to give power unto his elect, unto his men. All right, this is Revelation 2 and 26, and it reads, "And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father." All right. So the Lord is going to give his people, his men, the strength and the power to do things that are just unimaginable. It's not going to be no Edomite babies coming out the womb, you know, destroying things. It's not going to happen. All right. Esau, Edom is going into slavery, thus saith the Bible. All right. When it says that ye are gods, it's talking about Israelites, and it's going to be the Israelite child who will be able to play with the poison asp and with lions and that whole sort of thing, and they won't be able to hurt them. That's going to be the children of Israel. It's just a testament of how powerful we're going to be. All right. Last scripture is going to be Isaiah 40 and 31, and it reads, "But they that wait upon Yahawah shall renew their strength, and they shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not be faint." So you're going to be able to run and fly, not know what it's like to fatigue or be tired. All right. The Lord is going to strengthen and raise that standard up. All right. So like it said in that great day. So when that day comes, the men of Israel are going to be lifted up. And they're going to be a terror unto E and the heathens. So with that, I hope this was edifying and motivating to lift the spirits, because it sure did lift mine. Call halal yahawah bahasham bahasham quadash wa abba babal. Shalom.
All right, let's start off by saying barak atha yahawah, bahasham yahawashi, bahasham quadash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is "It's Going Down."
All right.
And, pretty much, you know, this is centered off of what you see in front of you. This is breaking news. This guy Christopher Green, this was just sent to me. This guy Christopher Green of AMTV, pretty much said that there's military tanks or military tank that was rolling out in Queens, New York, confiscating guns. You know, and this is, you know, we've been telling, you know, been speaking about, you know, this martial law, because martial law is when the military pretty much takes over, you know, the pretty much over the government and over the people of America or any other government, you know, and they bring this out in different movies to show you, you know, how you know they take over the people. So it's a big takeover. So I'm gonna let you hear what he says. Hopefully they don't strike this video for playing his this quick little clip.
In the control room, we have breaking live news, very concerning news. It appears that a gun confiscation has started in Queens, New York. This just came out from Spectrum News New York. I think it's Channel 1. Armored vehicles, militarized police showed up at this person's house, accompanied by Homeland Security in a military Humvee operation in Queens, New York. They confiscated about 50 weapons, giving no reason. Many feared that this was some kind of immigration raid. And of course, we've seen the militarization of police to a greater degree and a greater scale in recent years. Many Americans.
Yeah, and they're saying too that a lot of those vets that are coming back from these different wars are pretty much joining the police force because they're very useful, because they've been out there in war, you know, and pretty much, you know, being in that condition, if you're not awoke to the corruption of this government, you know, you're pretty much a prime candidate to be in these police forces, because that's what they're moving everything towards. They're moving everything towards a militarized way, because this is according to Bible prophecy, you know, which people want to get away from Bible prophecy. They'll talk about the hardships and the things that are going on and the corruption of government and the militarization of the police and how the police are treating the people, and they'll speak about martial law and they'll speak about concentration camps, but they never connect it to Bible prophecy, you know, in most cases. You know, you may have some that do, but for the most part, people do not deal with the Bible in that aspect. This is 2 Ezra 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. So you got to remember that although people don't believe this still is going on. It's still happening, you know, and it's still going to go down, because the Lord said, what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? The Lord forbid. Let the Most High be true and every man a liar. Because the Lord is going to ultimately bring his words to pass because of prophecy for his name's sake. It says, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. What is that? Those are these concentration camps. you know, and they've shown you, going back to World War II, that the so-called Japanese were in internment camps, you know, that they still have, you know, back, I forget if it was in the 90s or the early 2000s, I'm not sure exactly when, they had shut down a lot of military bases which can be used to house many people. And I know because I was in the military, you know, and they still have those barracks, which are these buildings with a bunch of rooms and beds and all of that they can house people in and hold them against their will. Because look, man, these devils got an agenda, and their agenda is this so-called New World Order. And they plan on getting everybody chipped and having everybody under obedience, and the dissidents and the ones that don't want to follow along, they plan on taking everybody out that doesn't want to follow along. But what they excluded in all of their plans is the Most High, because the Most High is going to give us the power to be able to be taken care of during these things in these days. You know, look at all of our forefathers that were in situations, grim situations, situations of life or death. And they were delivered from those situations. Why? Because they trusted in yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi. So these devils don't include yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi in the equation of the things that are going on right now, and that the Most High will devour and destroy these devils. It says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach, because you're going to have some that's going to go along with the program, but then they're going to turn around at the end and get got, so to speak, and trodden underfoot. Because at the end of the day, if you're not a part of the elite, you can't be up there. They'll set up certain frontmen, you know, lesser elite. All right. Start up by saying barak, atha, yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, quadash, and welcome to part 2. It's going down. Earlier I was doing a live stream dealing with this video, breaking news, that Christopher Green from AMTV brought out, how you have the confiscation of guns going down in Queens, New York, and how they rolled out there in tanks, you know, and how the military pretty much how they're training, you know, these police officers to engage the citizens of so-called America, because, you know, pretty much the citizens are pretty much the enemies of the state, you know, because the international bankers, they want to bring about this new world order. And as I was saying earlier, I don't know if I got a chance to finish that thought, but I was watching a video where they were saying that, I think it was The Rise, that documentary, The Rise. I believe they were saying that a lot of these soldiers, these vets that are coming back, you know, that really have no jobs or anything like that, they're giving them the job of being police officers because they are already specially trained in warfare, and that's what they plan on bringing here to the Americas. That's why everything is being militarized. That's why you have the riot police. You know, you have them dressed up the way they're dressed up because they're preparing for something big. And that's one of the things that they want to do, is confiscate all the guns, because they don't really want to have anyone to resist them. You know, they don't really want any of these people to resist them. But you do what you got to do, because you're going to have them militia groups out there in the Midwest and other places. They're going to be fighting against the government because they're not going to give up their guns, you know. And pretty much, you know, the people here in the so-called United States, you know, they speak about the Constitution. They speak about, you know, the rights that they have under the different amendments of the Constitution. But we have to remember, as Jake, you know, the so-called Negroes, dealing with the tribe of Judah, when those rights were being written, you were in slavery, so that didn't apply to you. Gad, the so-called North American Indian, and the so-called Seminole Indians, which is the tribe of Reuben, you know, they were not included in them talks. This was only dealing with the Edomites, you know, so-called whites. You know, they were the ones that talked about all men are created equal and all that. That's talking about them. So those rights really don't pertain to us. That pertains to them. You know, so people are clamoring about these rights that they don't have. All this different legislation that they've passed after 9/11 and after all these different incidents that have been taking place is all set up to take away the rights of the people. Because you got to remember, they're grooming a perpetual slave for world citizenship, and the perpetual slave in world citizenship will be microchipped. You know, and that's why they want to put those microchips in them, because once they put that microchip in a person, that's pretty much a slave for life. You know, an eternal slave. And they've used debt to create slavery, because it says that neither involuntary servitude or you know, basically like forced slavery would not exist unless for some type of crime. You know, and crime could come in the way of you infringing on somebody else's rights, and it could also come by way of debt, because if you're in debt and you can't pay, guess what? They arrest you. Look at all them different situations with people that owe the IRS, you know, or child support or things of that nature. And what happens? They'll come and arrest the person until they pay that fine, because these devils are in power. So they want a perpetual slave through debt slavery. You know, and this is why you see everything being militarized, because the international bankers are going forward with their agenda of the New World Order. You know, and this is why we read in our second Ezra, the 16th chapter, you know, how they're gonna be like madmen, sparing none. You know, and you see these police officers the way that they are. You see that there's no reasoning with them. You know, it's their way or nothing. You know, you either comply or you die. You know, or get the snot beat out of you. You know, it all depends. It depends on what mood they're in. You know, that they'll pull you over for speeding, but then they'll speed. They'll pull you over for running a stop sign, but they'll run the stop sign, just so that they don't have to wait. They'll pull you over for running through a red light, and they run through red lights. You know, so it's a big hypocritical thing. America's a big hypocritical so-called country. You know, but they plan on locking everything down. You know, and that's why it's so important to speak about this microchip, which is the mark of the in the scriptures, and everything in legislation, everything in the technology of this device, all point to the mark of the beast. You know, if you just take the time to look into certain keywords. But you're gonna have those that because remember, 2/3 of Israel is gonna be destroyed. So 2/3 in comparison to 1/3 is a whole lot more. So you're gonna have a whole lot more Israelites that are gonna die, you know, in this society than are gonna be saved. You know, and that's just dealing with America. You know, because you have the elect throughout the four corners of the earth, but in America, they make it. And those 2/3 will take that mark of the beast. And if they don't take the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, you know, somehow, some way, they'll either die in a famine, or they'll die in a race war, or they'll die in the concentration camp, or they'll die by the hands of these police out here when martial law is declared. You know, so it's getting hectic, man. You know, like the guy Christopher Green said, he said that pretty much anytime something, they always have some type of drill or something going on prior to the thing popping off. You know, so we're watching the prophecies. You know, we're watching the prophecies coming, because martial law and concentration camps and all that, that's a big part of prophecy. You know, and those facilities, you know, are the movie A Handmaid's Tale. You know, they show you how they were going around rounding people up in remote areas, in the woods, in the cities. They were throwing them in trucks, bringing them to what? Big empty warehouses with beds and what? Stations where they can mark the people. Now they showed it as a as a bracelet in the movie, you know. But the bottom line is that the technology that it was a scanning technology, because they want to be able to identify their slaves, you know. So they'll have, and it's not a coincidence that they got all these tattoo artists and different places you could go to get the chip. You know, you got everything being set up to buy and sell, all under a biometric system. You know, everything is scanned now. They're trying to slowly phase out the cash so that they can keep track of everything that you buy, of every purchase, of every transaction, of every bit of money you put in the bank, whatever. They want to keep track of everything. And the best way to do that is to have everything online. And that's why everything's being moved into a biometric system. That's where you have eye scans, you know, the iris scans and the thumbprints and the biometric recognition, because everything is being pushed to a digital age, because they don't want that physical money anymore. It did what it was supposed to do. What did the physical money do? The FRNs, so-called money, it actually put the people into debt. Now it's time to call in the debts, you know? So when they call in the debts, some people are not going to want to pay that debt. So what are they going to do? They're going to send their flunkies out there, these police, militarized police, to come and grab the people up. But before they do that, they're passing legislation to take people's guns and, you know, to disarm people, so it'll be easier for them to roll on the people. Because at the end of the day, they're a bunch of cowards. You know, they're a bunch of fucking cowards. They don't want no resistance from people. And we're not really concerned about that, because the Lord said that my servants shall eat. The Lord is going to protect us. And as we have spoken before and do speak, that there's going to be some type of divine intervention when all this goes down. Isaiah the 59th chapter, it tells you that when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up an ensign against them. So there's going to be something that's going to happen to where they're not going to be able to come against the elect, the men of the Lord. You know? I mean, they may get a few just to fulfill prophecy so that they can honor the Lord and use the mark of the beast and refuse to bow to the image of the beast, you know? But at the end of the day, you're going to have the elect that are going to be taken care of. And for the elect to be smiling and having a good time and eating and singing for joy of heart, you know, in the midst of this calamity that's going to be going on, they're going to be taken care of. They're going to be doing good. You know, they're going to have access to food. You know, they're not going to have anyone, any military, police or whatever come against them. You know, because the scripture said that at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. So if that's the case, the elect are going to be in such a good condition, you know, that to be able to eat, to be able to be taken care of, to be protected, to be hedged in, you know. And that's why, you know, beginning with Elder Apostle Tahar, he keeps pushing through the Spirit. It's the Spirit. Some of you guys are listening and some of you guys are not. It's the Spirit that have that man keep saying, you know, do your 3 videos a week, push this word, push, 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 you know. But some of you look at it as, oh, it's just a man, you know, he just, you know. No, it's the Spirit of the Lord that's making him say these things and making say these things. Why? Because the time is fast approaching. Things are happening, things that we don't even see behind the scenes that are happening, that is setting all the chips in their place, you know. And this, what we're doing here is we're adding our spiritual money to our spiritual bank account. And when the time comes, you want to be able to have enough in there to be able to withdraw for your safety, for our safety. And that's what doing the work is about. It's in the hopes that when all calamity and all hell breaks loose and those perilous times and that time of trouble comes, that the Lord will protect us and hedge us, you know, against the things that are coming. And that's why the work is a hedge. That is the hedge, because this knowledge is comparable to money, and we were all given talents. And what we're supposed to do is spend those talents. And how do we spend the talents? By going out here and teaching and giving these different lessons. You know, and speaking about the different prophecies and going through the different breakdowns, you know, regardless of who talks shit and who doesn't talk shit. We're not concerned with these people that talk shit. You know, they talk shit, good. That's what they were appointed to. But guess what? When the time comes and that grip starts to tighten up on them, guess what? They're gonna wish that they had paid attention. They're gonna wish that they got involved. They're gonna wish that they didn't talk shit. You see? Because it's coming, man. It's going down. It's going down, man. It's going down. Everything, all the signs are there. Everything is clear. You know, all they need is the right crisis. You know, I don't know what they're waiting for, but at the end of the day, they're on the Most High's dime, on the Most High's time. You know? So whenever the Lord said, that's it, bam, that's when it's going to pop off. But the main thing that we're really looking for is something for them to do something to make that microchip, which is the mark of the beast, mandatory. And then from then, you know, everything will speed up a lot faster than it already is speeding up. And it ain't like they have the technology. They have the different stations where they can go. They have plenty of those syringes. They have plenty of microchips. All they got to do is set it up to where they just chip the people. That's it. And once that goes down, then we know, you know, look up, because our redemption draweth nigh, very nigh. You know, so these situations that are going on in America with these with the military getting involved, confiscating guns and ammunition and weapons from the average civilian, those are clear-cut signs that something is coming down the pike. You know, that something is about to break out in such a bad way that a lot of people are not going to know what to do. You know, they're not going to know what to do. They're going to be in a bad situation, and the only ones that's going to be taken care of are the elect of the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Because the scriptures say that knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. This is our hedge, this word and this work, and our faith. That's the hedge, and prayer, and our prayers. These are the hedges that will fight for us in these times. Brother posted it earlier on Elder Apostle Gabar's video I was watching about being saved. You know, that they shall be saved through their works and through faith, because it's all about faith. But remember, without works is dead. So what are the works? The works are going out here teaching on the streets, breaking these scriptures down, prophesying. You know, getting the warning signs out there, so that those that hear can be sealed for deliverance, and those that harden their hearts and refuse and fight against it can be destroyed. Because the Most High is sealing everything for judgment. There is a judgment coming, and it's going to come in two parts. You're going to have the deliverance of the elect of Israel, and you're going to have the destruction. And that's judgment. So some people will be delivered, Israelites will be delivered, but the majority of the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians in this country are going to die. Because their mindset is about having fun, playing around, talking shit about the words of the Lord, talking shit about the men of the Lord, not paying attention, you know, not giving heed, not getting themselves ready. So, hey, when the wolf comes, because he's coming, we telling him he's coming, when the wolf comes, he's going to catch a lot of people out there with their pants down. And he's going to devour them, you know. So, you know, I just wanted to make a quick mention of that, because, like I said, I had to end the feed earlier because I had to take this call. It was important. So I had to end the feed, you know. So I just wanted to say a few more words on it and close out, you know. And, you know, you brothers out there, man, that's in this work, in this word, that's sincere, that's real about this truth, just keep on doing what you've been doing. Keep on fighting, keep on increasing, keep on growing in the truth, you know. Keep on barking out there, you know, as we have been. Just keep on barking, Because pretty soon, man, before you know it, 7th, 8th, 9th round, these devils are going down, man. Inside joke. But for real, you know, all the signs are there that these devils are about to go down. You know, this place is finished, and pretty much these devils are finished, and they know it. You know, that's why they're resorting to trying to study now, trying to debunk the truth of the Most High. But you can't, because if this counsel be of men, it'll come to naught. But if it be of the Most High, you cannot overthrow it. At least happily you be found to fight against the Most High. So with that, I pray that you brothers have been edified. Until the next time I say, Shalom.
All right, barak atha yahawah, barak atha yahawashi, barak atha yahawah, barak atha yahawashi, barak atha yahawah bahasham yahawashi, bahasham quadash, shalom mabarakim, labakarim yasha'Allah, washin kabaga walawakab, zapunim nawa, wahashalayakim nawa yasha'Allah, ba'aith. Okay, giving all praises to the Heavenly Father Yahawah, in the name of His Son Yahawashi, the anointed Savior, the elect of Israel, the house of David, Bayath Dawadah, Wabakayarim Yasha'Allah. And of course, peace and blessings to the elect out there, like I just said, and double honors to our elders and apostles in these times known as Great Millstone. Okay, in the Hebrew that be Gawal Wakab. And again, all praises to Yahawah Bashem Yahawashi. All right, this is just going to be a prayer to keep your heart fixed. You know what I'm saying? Just a quick prayer to keep your heart fixed on Yahawah Bashem Yahawashi, to trust in Him and not be afraid of anything, no matter what the hell comes our way, you know, through the Spirit. So this is Psalms 112 and verse 7, all right, or the volume 112 and verse 7. It says, "He shall not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart is fixed, trusting in the Lord." All right, so what you would say is, La'a ayara ma shamawai rai wanakawan labya labataka. All right, so the first word there, okay, let me get closer. The first word is going to be, let me not be afraid. All right, let me not, or is la'a. All right, la'a means no, and then ayara, which means I be afraid. So not I be afraid, or let me not be afraid. La'a yara. Yara means to fear, be afraid. Next is ma shamawai. Ma means from. Shamawai means tidings. All right, shamawai means tidings. All right, ma shamawai, from tidings. And then we have rai, which means evil. All right, rai means evil, because this world is evil as hell. All right, now next is and fix, which is wa nakawan. Wa and na kawan means fixed, all right, or to be upright, or to be firm, or to confirm, all right, or to keep something fixated. Like if you nail a U-joint, or salaki, if you nail a U-joint's like a construction, it's like a hinge. But if you take a board and you slam a nail into it, what you did is just knock a one, all right. You fixated, all right, or you made firm that board, all right. That's what we're asking right now. So wa knock a one, labya means my heart, lab heart, ya my. Next is la batak ka, la to, batak mean to trust or have safety, and then ka is you or thy, all right. So what we would say is, like we start the prayers, which I did in one of my previous videos, we say Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, quadash, most high in the name of the Son, tha palathia, which means my prayer, shemai, hear, I tha, now, la'a ayara, a shemawai, rai, wa nakawan, labya, la bataka. All right, and what you're again, what you're saying is, let me not be afraid of evil tidings and fix my heart to trust you. All right, and this is, this is something we need. We coming down the pike of this thing in the end, and Esau's finna come down with all types of hell, all types of psyops. He's gonna be trying to send agents, make brothers believe certain things and feel certain ways. He's the prince of the power of the air, it's through the Spirit. So we definitely should not be afraid of anything he's got coming, because Yahawashi conquered this world, all right, in the flesh. So we have the ability to do that too, through Yahawah Bashem Yahawashi. So this is just a quick prayer, to keep your heart fixated. And again, it would be la'a ayara, let me not be afraid, ma shamawai, of tidings, rai, evil, wa nakawan, and fix, labya, my heart, labataka, to trust you. All right. La'a ayara, mashamawai, rai, wa nakawan labia, labataka. And again, that's Psalms 112. I got this exactly from Psalms 112 and verse 7. Tahani 112:7. He shall not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart is fixed, trusting in the Lord. All right, so barak atha yahawah. Okay, barak atha yahawashi. The water yahawah bahasham yahawashi for allowing me to go through this. I pray and I know you're edified through the Spirit in power of Yahawah bahasham yahawashi, the Most High name and Son, bahasham quadash. I say shalom to the elect, the water for tuning in, for the atham that we're tuning in. And double honors to our elders, okay, and apostles, known as Great Millstone in these times. Hey, shalom, shalom. Stay up, stay prayed up, fast and watch. All right, shalom.